Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we have this 2023 BMW X3. And for some of the vehicles for the X3, the side panel does come chromed out, but for this vehicle specifically, the side panels are already blacked out, so we're going to use a different type of material. That way we just show you guys how to go about with the installation, just in case your side panels do come chromed out. But with that being said, let's get started with the installation video. These are the tools you need for the installation. So before you start with the installation, we need to make sure we prep the side panel. So all you need is water and baby shampoo mixed together in a spray bottle. Once you have your solution, spray it onto a clean microfiber towel and just start removing any contaminants that each panel is going to have. And make sure once you're done prepping the panel, make sure that everything's completely dry. That way the adhesive on the film is able to tack down to the panel. Okay, so once we finish prepping the entire panel, now we can start with the installation. So with this one, you're going to notice when you get the film, there's a cutout right on the front of the film. That cutout is so it lays underneath the mirror. So just place the film onto the panel that you're working on and then just align it underneath here. Make sure that the whole entire panel is being covered. So even the edge, because the chrome will be showing on the edge here. So you may need to open the door just so you can have coverage on the edge here. So it's going to wrap like this inside. And then once you have everything covered here, just use the lower half as the guide in order to align the rest of the film to the panel. So just lift the film carefully, align it to the bottom, and just make your way to the other side. And if you need to lift the film to readjust it, you can. Make sure you don't accidentally pull the film too hard where you might rip it. Obviously with the gloss black film on your vehicle, it's going to be much easier to install since that film is more flexible. This one, it's more of just placing it, no stretching required, so that's why it's a little more stiff. But the gloss black one will be more easier to tack down, move around, and align it. So once you place the film, grab your squeegee, start tacking down the whole entire film. Make sure to remove all the air. And then once you're done tacking down, we're going to apply heat. That way we are able to help the film start molding to the design of the panel. So do this throughout the entire film. And then once we're done applying heat, we'll trim off any extra material. So once you finish applying heat, the last thing to do is trim off any extra material. So with the panel, you are going to create an outline right here in the middle section where the panel ends and the rubber gasket begins. So just create the outline with your finger. And once you created that outline, then we're going to carefully take out our blade, insert it right in the middle where you created the outline, and then just carefully trim off the extra material. You don't need to apply too much pressure when you're trimming off the extra material. You just need to put the tip of the blade right in the middle and just glide it without applying too much pressure. Then it should lift like that. And you just trim off the extra material on this end. So right on the edge, trim it off, help it tack down, and then just do the same for the rest on this end. And if you have extra material on the bottom here, depending on how it was aligned, if you do have extra material, there is a gap here as well. You'll just have to be a little bit more careful since it is closer to the paint. So just insert your blade and just trim off the extra material. But once you finish trimming off the extra material, apply heat all around, and then we can move on with the next piece. Okay, so when it comes to doing the installation for the top piece, just start by aligning it where you left off on the edge here. So align it right on the edge and just use the lower section of the panel as the guide to align the rest of the film. And with this side of the panel, you can have the windows down. That way, in case you do have a little bit extra material, you can wrap it underneath the panel here. Once you place the film, just do the same steps as how we did it for the bottom. First squeegee to tack it down and help remove any air that's underneath the film, and then we'll apply heat just to help the film start molding to the design of the panel, and then we'll trim off the extra material. And then the extra material that we're going to trim off would be on the top. Since there's a small gap, just wrap the film. Whatever's left as extra material, that's what we would trim off. And then once you finish Trimming off the excess material, the last thing to do is just apply heat. That way we help the adhesive on the film start tacking down more faster. And then the same steps that were done for the top and the bottom section, you would just repeat it for the top and bottom section for the rear door. So now we're moving on to the quarter window section. So with this one, when you're doing the installation, just make sure you align the film to this edge of the curve first. So align it there and make sure you give yourself enough material to wrap around the curved area on this edge of the panel. And then once you have it here, lift the film carefully and just follow the design as you go. Make sure you're covering the chrome. And if you need to lift it to readjust the film, you can. Just be careful not to lift it too hard, or you might accidentally tear it. So just take your time until you reach to the other end. And same for this one, just be careful, lift it carefully, and then just follow the lower section as a guide to align the rest of the film. Okay, so once you finish placing the film, just grab your squeegee and start tagging down everything. Make sure to remove all of the air that's trapped underneath the film. And once you finish tagging down the whole film, we're just going to apply a little bit of heat just to help the film start tagging down to this curve and to this section of the panel. Once we apply heat, we're just going to help it tack down little by little on each side. And then once we finish applying heat everywhere, we're going to trim off any excess material. So once you finish with the installation for the side panel, the last thing to do is to post heat the entire panel. So all we need is the heat gun. You could use the high or the low setting, it doesn't really matter, just as long as if you do use the high setting, not to be too close to the film, and make sure to apply it evenly throughout the entire panel. So take your time doing this step, and then once you're done with this process, you're done with the installation. So that concludes the installation video for the side chrome delete installation for the 2023 BMW X3. We hope that the video helped you guys out with the installation. Don't forget to drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming installation videos. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.